Hello, how are you?
I was muted. Not too shabby. How about yourself?
Good, good. Let me just close the door. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Awesome. No, thank you so much. I wanted to just take a moment before everyone hopped on. Just thank you so much for presenting today. Really excited. I don't think that we've had the organization present in the past, so really looking forward to it. Just as a quick point, are you okay sharing the slides or would you like me to?
I can share if you want to do screen control. I've already got it pulled up here in presenter view. Uh,
Okay.
I did share a PDF of just the slides, um, probably about an hour ago, I think.
Okay, let me take a look.
And that went to Henry. Is that you?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Let me change my. Yeah, I am not staff meeting. Okay, awesome. And then let me. I think the easiest way is to make you a co-host.
okay.
Do you see the share screen button now?
I do. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Let's make sure it works here real quick. See it okay?
Yep.
All right. And I'm going to
Awesome.
click next just because I did add a video to our commercial that just came out. I just want to make sure you can
Oh,
hear it.
nice. Okay.
Is that coming through?
Yes.
You can hear the little
My name is
piano?
Natalie Young. I'm a chef and owner of
Okay,
Eat Downtown Las Vegas. It's a little small
awesome.
neighborhood breakfast restaurant. I kind of created.
All righty.
Okay. And then just as a point of note, because we've had this request the last couple, I know for the video, do you mind putting closed captioning? I think if there's an option.
That's a good question. Let me see.
Okay.
I don't know if there is or not.
Okay. If not, no worries, because I know the Zoom has one. But I know it's not always the most accurate.
Let's see. Let's try it.
My name is Natalie Young. I'm a
Yeah,
chef and
I'm clicking closed captioning and nothing is happening.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good. No, it's okay. We'll announce it. I think yeah, Zoom has it.
Oh,
But just wanted to double check.
gotcha.
Anything else that you might need just prior?
No, I'm gonna have a coworker of mine from the Las Vegas area join me. I'm in the
Okay.
northern space. He's in the southern space.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and he's gonna help us. He's gonna help with the presentation. So halfway through, I'm
Awesome.
gonna pass it on to him, and then I'll pass the slides as he needs.
Awesome. That sounds good. How is the weather up there? I know you all got hit with a pretty bad snowstorm, I think, over the weekend.
Yeah, it was a little hairy for a minute. Certain places in Tahoe, it's
Yeah.
20 feet deep. It's
Down or
ridiculous.
pass. I don't know why the semis still decide to go. I don't know. I don't know what controls that, but
Man, well, I tell you what, there was a massive pileup because there was several accidents. It closed the pass in both directions, and they had to bring supplies to people. They were stuck for like a whole day.
it's like
So,
it's named Donner Pass for a reason.
right, right.
Oh my gosh, I know. I was just up in Carson last year for the first time ever. So I also experienced because last year was pretty bad. I don't know if
Yeah.
relatively comparatively, like this winter has also been as bad. But last year, I remember it was almost every weekend. I felt like we got hit with a new source of snowstorm, and I was living out in Genoa. Uh,
Oh,
so we were even more. I think the closer to the mountains that you are, the worse it is.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So
And
that was
the wind is terrible. You know that bridge between South Reno and Carson City?
yeah.
So there is a common knowledge here locally. Do not drive next to a semi truck when you're on your way to Carson City because the wind
Mhm.
coming down off the mountains, especially in the area around that bridge,
It'll push you in.
it'll knock the truck over. There's a lot every year, at least a couple of the semi trucks that get pushed over from the wind. Yeah.
That is so scary.
So yeah, no, it's not something that I enjoy. I try to stay out of the weather as much as I can. Thankfully, it's beautiful today. It's nice and warm. The snow's starting to melt and the roads are clear. So,
Good, good.
oh yeah, yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I feel much better about that.
Yeah, no, good, good.
How about there? I heard that you guys got hit with some pretty crazy wind.
So for us, I think that same weekend for y'all it was a snow, and for us we just got I think it was almost record-breaking wind. I mean, I think it hit up to 60 or 70 miles per hour. They canceled a ton of flights out of Harry Reid. It was just yeah, it was a whole ordeal. They had to cancel like a couple of events that were outdoors.
Man,
Yeah, I think mostly just like property damage. I don't think that there were too many other incidents, but I know by the area that I live in, all the street lights were out just because there were just such extensive power outages as well. So hopefully we're over that. But you never quite know. I feel like all around every winter is just kind of crazy and volatile like that.
just a little bit. Well, and our winter was so much better this year, we thought,
Okay.
until
Yeah.
that snowstorm, and then I thought it was spring almost. What is going on here?
Yeah. Ugh.
This is Robert, and actually our supervisor is here as well, Hortensia. This is Robert Schomer. He's my counterpart
Robert,
in the Vegas area.
How you doing? Good
nice to meet you.
afternoon.
Good, good. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time today. We're really excited.
Of course.
All right, we already tested the slide deck out. It works just fine. The video queued up great. No closed captionings on it, but the Zoom apparently has an add-in that can do that. So,
Mhm.
all righty. I'm going to mute myself while I chug some coffee.
Simon, welcome. And I know Annie, I know you just jumped on as well. Um, just before we go ahead and get started, do you mind just checking audio and the presentation tech?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi, good to see you. I feel like was the last time I saw you at CPLC?
That was the last and first.
Time flies. Cool. So I made you a co-host, so you should be able to share the slides as well on your end.
Okay. That was my question. Just want to be sure. Am I going to be up first?
Let me take a look at the agenda.
Okay.
Henry,
Yeah.
it is Jonathan.
Okay.
I guess
Can
I
you
can't
see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Perfect. And I'll stop sharing now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, mine look good.
And welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining. We will go ahead and get started just shortly after the top of the hour, just to give folks time to trickle in. But we are so excited to have Karina from our marketing department as the host for today. So she will be a principal facilitator. So we will get started around 2:03, 2:05. But in the meantime, if you wouldn't mind just putting your name, organization in the chat, and anything that you are looking forward to this week.
Okay, we will start in a minute. I just want to reintroduce myself. My name is Karina Felix. I am the marketing coordinator here at United Way of Southern Nevada, and I will be hosting March's NPO call. As Henry said, please leave your contact info in the chat box. We can all get well acquainted with each other. I'll give it one more minute before we officially start. And as a reminder, you can find closed captioning on the bottom of your screen. And another reminder, if you have any other community members or colleagues who would benefit from this call, please send them the Zoom link that we've been sending out in the NPO reminder emails. I think the more members we get, I think that's a betterment for our community. So it is 2:03, so I will officially go ahead and get started. I want to thank everyone for joining today. Thank you for coming for this first Thursday in March. I want to wish everyone a happy Women's History Month. And we are so honored to have two community leaders and members participating in the call today, and they are presenting. The first presenter we have is Jonathan Lamson from the Foundation for Recovery Initiative, and Annie Walters from the Social Security Administration. So I will go ahead and introduce Jonathan Lamson, who will present on our FWI's statewide initiative, providing Nevada employers with guidance and tools to center mental and physical well-being in the workspace. So Jonathan, you may begin.
First, I just want to say thank you for your time. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk about what Foundation for Recovery is doing with the Recovery Friendly Workplace Initiative. As you said, my name is Jonathan Lamson. My official title is Ambassador. And I'm representing the Recovery Friendly Workplace Initiative in the northern part of Nevada, while my coworker, Robert Schomer, handles the southern part. So we're going to go ahead and start with a brief video. There are no closed captions on this, so you will use closed captions through the Zoom app.
My name's Natalie Young. I'm a chef and owner of Eat Downtown Las Vegas. It's a little small neighborhood breakfast restaurant I kind of created for the locals, a place to gather.
I'm Kelsey. I'm the founder and fearless leader of Dope Cookie Dough. We ship nationwide edible and bakeable cookie dough.
I'm Benny Batista II, and I work at the hotel industry. I've been a Teamster all my life. I was raised right, and then the minute I took a hard left, I made a hard left.
I had a childhood struggling with anxiety and perfectionism, and I leaned into alcohol over the years, so started what became a 10-year journey.
My whole adult life, I struggled with drug and alcoholism.
And it worked out where I just hung out with older men that just drank the way I like to drink every day.
Part of the challenge is letting people know that there's a solution, and that there's another path. There's freedom from addiction, and that you don't have to be stuck there, and you can ask for help, and you can get help.
I think like the biggest underlying thing is to have employers remember that we're all human. Employers have an opportunity to make it known that they are a company that cares about these things, thanks to programs like the Recovery Friendly Workplace.
We as leaders want to create a safe environment for our employees to be able to trust us, knowing that we want them to ask for help and not have that fear. We know that if we have an outlet for them to be able to get help, then we know we can actually save someone.
I thought it was a no-brainer to become a recovery-friendly workplace. I mean, it's what we do. It's the way my dad started it 45 years ago. We help people. We don't hide from addictions. We don't hide from mental illness. We don't hide from any of that.
Part of the Recovery Friendly Workplace Initiative is supporting employers in understanding how they can talk to their employees about a number of different issues.
Recovery Friendly Workplace simply means you do not have to hide in the shadows anymore about your recovery status.
Foundation for Recovery reached out to me. I thought it was awesome. It's something that we should be doing. We're all human beings. We're calling it what it is, which is we're a recovery friendly workplace. Whatever your definition of recovery is, we can be there for you.
Encouraging companies and small businesses across Nevada to really embrace their employees and giving them the tools that they need to help their employees if they're struggling, I think that's going to be a game changer.
Recovery Friendly Workplace is that bridge to gap this large hole that we've had between individuals and companies for many years.
It's estimated that the economic impact of substance misuse in Nevada is about $6.8 billion a year. That's often realized in absenteeism, lost productivity, as well as its impacts on the criminal justice system. But some of the greatest impacts are actually felt by our employers.
It's a win-win across the board for everyone. What are you doing for your employees matters so much. And I think Recovery Friendly Workplace is your chance as an employer to show them that you care about what's going on inside the company, not just what's happening outside for the world. So here's something we're going to do for you guys. What a nice feeling for them to get that level of support.
We hit it head on, and we try to help the people that want help get the recovery they need to make a difference in our community.
The benefit to employers is people in recovery that understand what an actual second chance is like end up being probably some of your best performers.
It's peeling back those layers and taking away the stigma and be like, we're here for you if you need it. It costs you nothing. Like, it's just additional investment in your employees.
When I was, deep in my addiction, I didn't know where to go and ask for help.
I didn't know there was some way out of the darkness. I just didn't know. I think the initiative gives a new employee, an old employee, their life is miserable because how they're living, there's a chance out. There's a way out of the darkness.
shows people that it's okay to come to the table and share what's going on in your life or ask questions about these topics. To have an organization who's saying, like, we've got what to do, we're ready to help you do it. I mean, it's just a no-brainer to take this in, take their support, and make it happen in your workplace.
I'm a leader in a company that stands by their people, most importantly, treats their people like family, and takes care of this wonderful community of Reno that takes care of us.
The Recovery Friendly Workplace Initiative is hope. It's hope for our communities, it's hope for job seekers, it's hope for your employees, and it's hope for a lot of employers.
There's no catch. It's just good, and it's just what everybody should do.
I mean, if you think about it, how big of a deal is to get this information so you can pass it on to somebody that possibly saved their life?
Thank you all for letting me share that. That was actually my coworker's idea, Roberts, and we're very proud of that. Not just the video, but the businesses that are willing to participate and be a public face for recovery, and that's really what this is about. It started in 2018 with Governor Sandoval. He saw what New Hampshire was doing and said, Nevada should be doing that. We should be having businesses that are proud to say, if you are in recovery, we support you, we want to help you, we want to be there for you. In 2021, they approached Foundation for Recovery and asked if we would do the public outreach portion. So we contact businesses to get them involved. And then once they complete our portion of the program, not only do we provide assistance after the fact, but also our partners at the state have assistance as well. Once we have the opportunity to speak to a business, the process is simple. We talk to a manager or a supervisor or a representative of the business, and they attend an orientation. It's about half an hour to 45 minutes. If the services that we offer piques their interest, they submit a letter of intent, which is just a contact form that provides some basic info. And then we schedule that person and whoever else from management to attend our 4-hour training program. This can be done all at once or over Zoom, and anyone that would like to attend that's in the supervisory can attend. The last portion is the employee declaration, which is a written statement detailing to all of the employees of the organization their intent to be recognized as recovery friendly and what that means for them, but a little bit more on that later. With the state side of things, it's a little bit different. We do work in tandem with them on the initiative, but we have different roles. On the state side of it, the workforce service representatives, health program specialists, and recovery friendly workplace unit supervisor work together to increase the health and wellness of individuals. They encourage recovery friendly workplaces with assistance, and they link public services and resources to those eligible parties. So while resources offered are dependent on what is available at the time, it could look like helping a recovery friendly workplace start up a nursing program, linking willing businesses with sober living homes to fill available employment roles, linking eligible businesses to workforce development programs that can recoup new hire costs in certain circumstances, and direct placement of clients that have completed programs through DWSS. The bulk of our time in the program is spent during the training program, which provides an overview of as many recovery-related issues as we can cram into a 4-hour period. Since the world of recovery is vast, and some of these folks need recovery from things that are extremely varied and complex, we try as best we can to cover as many topics that affect Nevada workplaces. There's 4 modules, each discussing different aspects. Ultimately, our hope is to encourage businesses to be mindful of the health and wellness of those in their employ, and allow space for struggling people to be honest about what they're going through so that help can be found and lives can be saved. Training Module 1 is an overview of substance use disorders and what might lead a person to develop them. We briefly discuss risk factors, including genetics, the person's environment, early initiation of use, and others, which increase the likelihood of a person's substance misuse will evolve into a disorder. Besides definitions and risk factors, we also talk about protective factors, what that might look like, why the workplace is a great place for protective factors to occur, and also some other things that you could do to either help or hinder a person's recovery in the workplace. We talk about stigma and its detrimental effects on a person's recovery, and try to impress upon attendees that stigma is and will always be one of the biggest deterrents to a person getting help, and many attitudes, statements, and behaviors have to be examined in order to mitigate it. Training 2, we deep dive into recovery. It's 4 pillars, it's 11 guiding principles. What does it look like? How is it found? What sorts of things are necessary in a person's life for them to be able to obtain it? We emphasize the importance of the workplace in this journey, not only as a means to support oneself, but as a community that offers the struggling person a reason to get out of bed. We discuss mental health and wellness as well, including depression, anxiety, trauma, PTSD, suicidal ideations, and signs and symptoms of a person who might be experiencing them in a workplace. We discuss workplace situations that can become risk factors for a person's mental health and ways that they can mitigate those risk factors. Training 3 touches on possible treatment types. Seeing as the world of treatment is vast and varied, we just talk about some overview of a few things that could occur. We talk about the fact that almost 77 million Americans are currently taking psychotropic medications, over 6 million of them being children. With this fact, we ask the question, if so many of us are currently relying on medication to help us with our struggle, why are we still stigmatizing these issues? Why does judgment still exist when medications and therapies and treatment options for recovery-related issues are used so widely by so many of us? We discuss types of therapy, outpatient treatment, inpatient treatment, community recovery supports, and more. In Training 4, we talk about some very basic overviews of laws concerning recovery in the workplace, emphasizing that we are not lawyers or legal professionals and cannot answer any specific legal questions that might arise from discussions about specific laws. After that, we bring up the importance of developing robust, positive workplace cultures with stats from the Society of Human Resource Management to back it up. We also define what a recovery-friendly workplace practice is. Any policy, procedure, benefit, or culture shift that supports wellness, health, and recognizes the humanity of those in the employ and allows space for them to find recovery or wellness when it is needed. It's an intentional highlighting of the things that you do in the everyday of benefits offered that help a person recover, and ensuring that access to those benefits and those cultures is, if it's needed, is not hindered. After the completion of the training program, one of the only requirements to participation is a written, dated statement with the company logo that we call the Employee Declaration. This details the organization's intent to become a recovery-friendly workplace and what that means for them specifically, since it varies from industry to industry and with laws regulating recovery in different workplaces varying. We send a bare bones version as a guide that they can use to write their own or copy verbatim. The statement could highlight policy and procedure they have in place that supports people or make assurances that they will continue to innovate and find new ways to support employees in the future, whatever they'd like to say. After they send it out to all their employees and we receive a copy, the process proceeds with us contacting the governor's office for official recognition as their status as a recovery-friendly employer. And once we receive that recognition from the governor's office, we schedule an in-person designation ceremony where we bring the recognition, recovery-friendly workplace logos, posters, and we also bring our overdose prevention kit known as the Ask Box. But for more on that, I'm going to pass it along to my coworker, Robert. Robert, go ahead.
All right, thanks. You're going to keep driving for me, I hope, right? Solid. Thank you, everybody. There's about 50 people on here today. I think this is amazing. My name is Robert Schomer. I'm a person in long-term recovery. I'm also a proud Las Vegas native. We do exist, right? So thank you all for being here and being a part of, and I enjoy this community and want to make sure that I interact and am able to speak with you all as we go forward. Just like Jonathan said, the inside of this box is a shame-free zone. Take what you need and let us know what we can do to help support you and those inside your community. The anonymous support kits also include discrete business cards that can help your employees and those in their own community receive confidential help by contacting the peer staff here at Foundation for Recovery. We provide compassionate and effective targeted support to those who are looking to enter into treatment, learn how to guide the conversations for their loved ones and what that process looks like. And it can also, serve as a point to provide a warm handoff to referring agencies in town that are trauma-informed, person-focused, and, do all of that without stigma. Next slide, Jonathan. All right, my man, thank you. All right, so the Foundation for Recovery is far more than just a place where we have recovery groups or meetings like Mutual Aid, AA, NA, Smart Recovery, Yoga, Dharma Recovery. Our mutual aid meeting spaces are affectionately referred to as the rooms, and they're open 7 days a week from 7:30 in the morning to when the last meeting in Las Vegas completes at midnight. Our recovery center, the community center itself, is open 6 days a week, and through our Care Connection services, we're able to provide direct service to our neighbors around issues of treatment and detox, safe, sober, and transitional housing, access to SNAP and Medicaid benefits with in-house DWSS staffing. On Wednesdays, we provide ACP services to those who are eligible. Our community center offers peer-led courses in crocheting and many other kinds of art, hands-on arts and crafts types of hobbies. We partner with UNR and CASAT, the Copeland Center, Clinton Foundation, and others to provide workshops on self-improvement and enrichment in people's personal and professional lives. We have a 4 seasons gardening program here where those who are interested in hydroponics can learn by being hands-on in the process from planting to harvesting. We also have over 300 square feet of raised bed garden space outside that's workable from March through October, feeding those interested in learning how to grow their own vegetables. Next slide, Jonathan. Thank you. During and throughout the entire process, going back to these ask boxes and after designation, we invite our designated business partners throughout the state to participate in the many events that we have scheduled here at FFR throughout the year. They show up for us and their community by providing food services during our health and studio events, which are held on the 3rd Friday of every month. They assist with making funding and distribution of hygiene and well service packages. They also hire members of the recovery community and integrate them into their businesses. And they also serve as beacons of hope that are able to cultivate an environment of recovery. And we know that recovery has many different paths. It's not linear, and it's person focused and trauma informed. So we want to make sure that not only are we getting the support that we need in our homes and from our employers, but also throughout the rest of our community and what that looks like for individuals. Next slide. Solid. All right, like we had previously mentioned, our health and wellness studio events, we hold them on the 3rd Friday of every month here at Foundation for Recovery in our outdoor atrium space. And this provides our community with over 20 vendors that are set up to offer direct and on-site services and linkage to solutions for those members and for our neighbors. From food services to shower trucks, Medicaid and disability navigation, cell phones and other kinds of connectivity through ACP, mutual aid meetings, and our locker system, which allows our members to safely store personal belongings while having to navigate through environments like the courtyard downtown. Our holistic, peer-led, real-life problem-solving solutions are set up in such a way that they help those in our community as they work through identifying what recovery from mental health and substance use issues look like for them. There's so much going on inside the walls of Foundation for Recovery that really truly the best way to experience it is to come and be a part of in person. And we're happy to coordinate tours with you and your organizations to share with you the many different programs that we have going on throughout the year and throughout the day here at Foundation for Recovery, and how we can directly relate those programs to those interested in becoming designated businesses and recovery-friendly workplaces. So this slide, the great thing about this is, that video that we shared at the beginning, so much of the feedback that we receive after we've concluded our training sessions is filled with gratitude and pointing out that, what employers were already doing inside their businesses that they had no idea classified as recovery friendly. That's one of the greatest, gifts we receive as ambassadors of this program, is to be able to, recognize that, we had a light bulb moment with these people who didn't really walk into these sessions thinking that they had too much to do, but they knew they needed to help and be a part of the solution. And they say, oh yeah, we're already doing these things. This is great. We know how to navigate this when an employee has this type of situation. So those are kind of some of the gifts and miracles that we get to see daily when people provide us such positive feedback during our training sessions. I absolutely love what I do. Being a native and, being a person in recovery, I don't think there'd be anywhere else I'd rather work. Looking at our FAQs, this is in our training sessions. We don't incorporate or request any type of policy changes to what's going on in your organization, right? So, what you have going on in your business works for you, we celebrate that. We're here to offer some additional advice around navigating situations or circumstances that can help your employees' well-being and overall mental health and their loved ones, right? So whether it's an employee or the partner, parent, or child of one of your employees, we're here to be able to make sure that everybody in your employee's ecosystem is taken care of. The best version of what recovery looks like for me, myself today is myself, right? So I'm what you would call a recovery-friendly workplace ambassador. That just means I work in corporate training and education with an emphasis on well-being. Another one of these FAQs, do we have to hire people in recovery? You don't have to. You probably already are. And one of the best things that we find out, and then we have the numbers to prove it, is that employees who identify as in recovery from substance use disorders and mental health challenges and other pathways to recovery, overall miss less time, have longer tenures, and are more engaged in their job and with their coworkers. And then of course this last little bullet point, right? Is it okay to have substances like alcohol present at our parties and events? Of course it is. We defer to you. Corporate responsibility isn't something that we're in charge of. You're a business owner. We celebrate the fact that you've been able to achieve that in your life. We just ask for a sense of community, inclusion, and awareness. That's where we really, start to see some of the joy when people start to make those decisions that maybe they had a little blinder up on, but then they start to celebrate their entire community because that's ultimately what it's about at the end of the day.
And perhaps offer other alternatives for folks like myself who don't imbibe alcohol. Be mindful of the other people who are in the group and want to be a part and participate in the activity, but they have this thing called recovery that they're trying to maintain, and just being mindful of that.
Absolutely.
All right, well, that is the end of our presentation. If anyone has any questions, please let us know. If anybody wanted to check out what this might look like, you can go to forrecovery.org/workplace. That's where we have some information. You could hear a little bit more from us. If you click the Get Started button, it'll generate an email and let us know that you'd like to hear more.
All right, thank you so much, Jonathan and Robert. I will leave the floor open if anybody has a question. If not, you can contact them directly if you want something a little bit more private.
Hello, everybody. My name is Veronica. I'm the program specialist at United Way. I don't have a question. I do have a comment, though, for Robert and Jonathan. I just wanted to say that I worked at one of the locations that you guys presented in your video, and I am very happy that I worked at that location. I was a hostess at EAT, so it was really nice to be able to tell people who were looking for kind of maybe like that early mimosas and drinks and whatnot. And it was really nice to be able to tell people this is a recovery-friendly workplace. We don't serve alcohol here, and refer them somewhere else next door. But it was very nice to be able to have that culture. And I started there at a younger age, so it was nice to grow up in a culture that way that celebrated people going through recovery and giving them that platform to be able to better themselves. So thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
And that's really the whole point is having workplaces that are proud of people in recovery, and they are willing to put that at the front and not bury it in the policy procedure handbook somewhere, Oh yeah, we've got plenty of benefits. We never talk about them, but we've got plenty. And so having that right out there in the front, having them say, yes, we support people. Yes, this is the culture that we have. That's the whole point. So thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for all you do.
All right. I will move on to the next presenter. Again, if you have any questions, you can reach out to Jonathan or Robert. You can reach out to them directly. For our next presenter, we have Annie Walter from the Social Security Administration, who will present on the services that SSA provides online and ways to avoid scams. So Annie, when you are ready.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being available today. So again, my name is Annie Walters. I am the Public Affairs Specialist. What I do is to provide education for the public so they have a full understanding of the benefits that we have today. Really, I have a spin on what I'm doing today is March 7th, and the Office of Inspector General has announced this day as Slam the Scam Day. So that's kind of like what I'm talking about today, to bring awareness to scams that are happening out there. We are absolutely concerned that fraudsters continue to try to deceive people into providing their personal information and even money. So our programs really require that we have public interaction, and so we cannot afford for scams to affect the communication of the public trust that we actively have at this point in time. So scammers have been working for many years, going through great lengths to trick people and to get all their personal information and money, right? So American gets daily calls from fraudsters, like claiming to represent credit card companies, other businesses that are reputable, and even Social Security. So with that said, we want you to be aware of all these things that are happening. Here's the thing, okay? Social Security absolutely do occasionally call people, right? Generally, we have ongoing businesses with the agency, either by telephone or face-to-face. So know that, yes, we will contact the client or whoever is interested in knowing about Social Security information or has Social Security related matters, but we will never tell you that the Social Security number will be or has been suspended. We will not contact you to demand any immediate payments. We will not ask for credit cards or debit numbers over the phone. We won't require any specific means of like a repayment and tell you to get any gift cards or any cash. And we will never demand any debts without the ability to appeal what you owe, right? So basically threatening manners, like we won't be doing that. And we won't be promising you an approval if you were to exchange information for money, okay? So these are some of the things that we want you to be aware of. And to help combat fraud is to really continue education for the public. So we reach out millions of people with our messaging through social media, through any type of outreach media, and you know, people visiting our site. And that's why we created our latest one. It's pretty simple. Hopefully most people can remember it. It's literally just ssa.gov/scam. And since we launched this in May of 2022, this particular site, we had about 3 million views and about 179,000 clicks to actually report Social Security related scams. So we know that it's hard at work at this point in time right now, but you know, these numbers are much greater in terms of all the victims that are actively out there at this point in time. So please report your scam if you are subject to this information, okay, at www.oig.ssa.gov. With that said, that was kind of like the scam awareness that I wanted to bring light to, but I also wanted to have a Social Security piece so that you have a full understanding of what this is. A lot of people don't understand that your My Social Security account online with us is pretty powerful. If you have an online account, you can access your whole entire work history. You can check to see if you were to become disabled and you haven't reached your retirement age yet, how much your payments will be, how much your survivor's benefits will be, any spousal benefits from age 62 all the way to age 70. If you happen to be a government employee, how does your benefits get affected? Basically, all the basic information that you need to know. And if you had anything wrong with your record, how to correct that information. And it goes over all the years, and it shows you year by year how much you've earned and then how much you paid into taxes as well too. So it breaks down the full dollar amount for you. And one of the items that we've added about 2 years ago in the state of Nevada is that you can actually replace your Social Security card online. So having that online account is pretty powerful. If you're actively already on benefits, let's say, you can report your earnings with Social Security. That is, if you're disabled and you're working, you have to report to us. Maybe you have a change of address, change of direct deposit. All that information is readily available as long as you have a My Social Security account. So just know that these services are available to you. And if you are trying to print out a 1099 to file for taxes, you need to have your benefit verification letter to obtain resources with the state, with the county, or with your employer, wherever that may be. Those are all information that is readily available that you're able to do and access. So as a public affairs specialist, again, I do go out to presentations to ensure people have a full understanding of all these benefits. It can be anywhere upwards or downwards of 30 to 45 minutes of me speaking about the overview of all these survivors, disability incentives with Social Security. So if you happen to work in the management department, HR department, and you would like for me to speak to your staffers about all these benefits that are available to them, it's absolutely age appropriate from 18 continuously. We have people that are born with disabilities as young as an infant stage, and people don't think about things like that. But if you happen to be working in that sector or that group, feel free to contact me. And here is my contact information. So again, I really want you to think about all these scams that are happening on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, on a minute basis, that they have very sophisticated items that allow them to do fraud. So please take full advantage of our website so that you can check out all the resources available, whether it's just a post that you can post on social media to bring awareness, or you're able to share our link information, our videos, anything. We have a 30-second video that tells people to watch out for scams. Again, it's www.ssa.gov/scam, and I can post that information on there. And really, that's what I wanted to share today with Social Security Administration. And thank you so much for your time and attention. If you have any questions, that's what I'm here for.
Thank you so much, Annie. And we'll leave the floor open for anybody who has questions. Wait a minute. And if not, again, you can contact Annie. I believe we've got a question in the chat.
Hey, Kenzie. Let me read through this. So a person must be 18 or over in order to have an email address along with their identification in order to create an online account. So that's a great question. So minors, you cannot create an account for them on their behalf. Once they're 18 or over, absolutely.
Perfect, thank you. Need a couple more seconds, see if anything else comes in the chat.
If you're already receiving benefits and you would like to update your address, if you're on some type of retirement or disability, you're welcome to do so with an online account. If you have neither of the above and you're not receiving payments, we don't do any update addresses. Like, you have to be actively receiving some type of payments from us. If you cannot do it online, which is for your son, then you would either fax, call, or mail the information in. And if he's on supplemental security income, which is SSI, it does make a huge difference, because then now there might be a living arrangement situation that's changed, and we might be able to, we might need an actual interview. If you visit us at ssa.gov and you scroll all the way down, you will see locate office locator. And when you type in your zip code, you're able to access the phone number, the fax number, the address to the local office that you should be reporting the information to.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right. If there are no more questions, I think I will move on to the open forum portion of the presentation, which is an open space where we share events, programs, or updates from the community that other organizations would like to share. I will present two that we've received prior to this call. So the first is Veterans and Family Resource Fair. You can join Humana, Mentors for Veterans, the American Legion, and Women in Trades for a Veterans and Family Resource Fair at the Veterans and Community Resource Center. It's located in Centennial Parkway, and it is from 11 to 5 p.m. on March 30th. If you're interested in tabling or you have any questions, you can contact Evelyn Pacheco, President of Women in Trades, at Evelyn N as in no, at nevadawit.org. The next event we have coming up is UMC's 2024 Those State Happy Days Car Show and Community Resource Fair. So the UMC Foundation and the Healthy Living Institute is hosting a family-friendly event that is free to the public. Proceeds from the event will benefit the UMC Foundation and UMC's Children's Hospital, directly supporting life-saving crisis response efforts, direct patient care, and clinical technology upgrades. For more information and sponsorship opportunities, you can contact UMC Foundation at umcsn.com, or you can call 702-254-4673. Okay, now I will leave it to the chat and to the call if there are any questions or updates you would like to share in this section of the open forum. I think we have Angie.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Angie Rojas, and I am with the Nevada Commission on Minority Affairs. I just wanted to share with this group an upcoming event that we have. Next week on Thursday, the Commission will have guest speakers from the Nevada Housing Division, from American Pacific Mortgage, from Neighborhood Housing Services of Southern Nevada, from Clark County, and the event will be focused on homeownership. This will be not necessarily only for nonprofits or minority serving organizations, but also for anyone who is interested on purchasing a home, like trying to get down payment assistance, trying to get credit, couch coaching, or just getting information on homeownership programs. I do have a flyer. I don't know if I could share or send that through the chat, whatever you guys are comfortable with. I'll be more than happy so I can share that information with everyone.
Yeah, you can send that to our external affairs manager, Henry R at uwsn.org. And then we can share that in the email follow-up.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
All right, anybody else on the chat who has any events going on? Jesus?
Hello, everyone. My name is Jesus, and I am the Nevada Organizing Manager for VOTE-R. VOTE-R is a C3 organization that develops nonpartisan civic engagement tools for community health centers and healthcare professionals. Our organization is made up of healthcare professionals, organizers, and clinical students who are all driven by a common vision, which is healthy communities powered through an inclusive democracy. And today, I just wanted to extend an opportunity for y'all with our Community Civic Engagement Grant Program. So this is a small grant program that is in collaboration with the National Association of Community Health Centers. And it's open to community health centers or lookalikes. Grant recipients will receive $5,000 to $10,000 to incorporate nonpartisan civic engagement initiatives within their health center, such as integrating our tools like our VOTE-R voter registration badge, and sending out mass communications to patients about upcoming elections and things like that. Our applications are open until March 22nd. And just as an FYI, this is our extended deadline. And I just want to put that out there because I know our website is still waiting to be updated, but our deadline now is Friday, March 22nd. So if you know of any community health centers or lookalikes who are interested, please forward them our information and my contact information. I'll put it in the chat. I'd be happy to support anyone who's interested in applying. And just another FYI, this is our first time focusing on Nevada. So again, if there's any community health centers interested in applying, please encourage them to do so because I will be advocating for them on the back end. But with that being said, are there any questions?
Have a question. Hi, Jesus. What qualifies, so you said community health centers, would that be anyone just conducting outreach in the health space, or do they have to have a brick and mortar space?
Yeah, so it could be anyone. It could be any community health center or any federally qualified health center with that label. But we're even open to lookalikes. So that to us would be a nonpartisan community-based organization that is giving some type of healthcare service to under-resourced communities. They could still be eligible for our program.
All right, thank you so much. I don't believe there are any more questions, so I think we have Stephanie.
Hello, whoops. Hello. Thanks so much for having me, calling on me. My name is Stephanie Bonin. I am with Economic Security Project, which is a national organization that works on state and federal policy around poverty. But the reason I come to you today is that I'm one of the leads in a coalition called Free and Fair Filing, and talking about getting outreach about the direct file tool that the IRS has rolled out this year and is open and ready to be accepting filers. And so I would love to answer any questions you have, but this tool is monumental in piloting in 12 states, including yours. And I'm sorry if I'm repeating information that people know. It's only for W-2 filers and very simple filers, standard deductions. But why we care about it is because it really increases access to people to be able to file for free and able to access tax credits like child tax credit and EITC credit. I'm going to drop in the chat my contact information, but also a Google form in case you already know a lot about this and you're just excited to get the word out. We would love you to go to this Google form and let us know so that we can send you materials for outreach. We need to reach about 2 million people about this news, and we have 6 weeks to do it in because the IRS didn't open up this tool until publicly, officially next Tuesday. It has been open since Monday. So the odds are stacked against us that we can reach that many people to even be awareness about the tool. And so we're in a sprint. Any questions? Thank you so much. And I hope you visit the forum, and I hope I hear from some of you that you would be willing to do something easy like a social media post or do something harder like speaking at a media event, something like that. So let me know. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Stephanie. Are there any other questions for anyone that talked today, or anybody else who would like to talk in the open forum portion? We have Paul.
Okay, good morning or afternoon. Paul Thornton here, Nevada 211. Two things is, we send out a monthly newsletter to around 14,000 people and in all over the state. Also, we have a quarterly meeting called the Nevada 211 Ambassadors Group, and we hold it in person at the United Way office and then by Zoom. And we have 195 ambassadors throughout the state, and generally there are about 60, 70 people attend in person or and on Zoom. And generally I pick an agency. I try to pick an agency for Southern Nevada and also for Northern Nevada. And the agency I had has not responded about being being honored for April, and also we try to coordinate when we have our quarterly meeting is they be a speaker and also they get honored in the same month. So if you are part of Nevada 211 in our database, you may not be an ambassador yet, but that's not a problem. I'm making an ambassador. I would like to, I generally go through the list and pick someone out, but I am going to extend anybody, any of the agencies that want to contact me. The first one, I have my email and phone number in there. I need someone to be a speaker. You talk about 10 to 12 minutes. And then also your agency will be honored in our newsletter, which goes out. And it's not complicated, just a Word doc with your logo and information in there. But it's a good way to promote yourself. So I'm putting it out there today because I need someone. I said, let me offer it to our United Way members here. But you need to be a member of or be in our database to be able to do that. So thank you.
Thank you, Paul. I believe we have another resource from Crystal in the chat as well. I'll go ahead and say it. So Crystal said the PACT Coalition is offering youth mental health first aid training for anyone that is interested. The first training will be offered in person at PACT Coalition located on Valley View on March 21st, 2024 from 8:30 to 4:30, and other dates are offered as well, virtual and in person.
Thank you, Karina.
Yes, of course. Is there any other questions? Any other events happening? I'll leave the floor open for a minute.
I would have one more, Karina. There is going to be a job fair for state positions here in our building. We're on Sahara in Valley View, and it will be on the Nevada State Business Center. So it will be basically just positions for the Department of Business and Industry. So if anyone is interested, I will go ahead and share that flyer as well. I kind of forgot about that one, sorry.
All good, we're all here just to share our resources. You can drop that off them in the chat box. Be appreciated. All right. If there are no other questions or events happening on that anyone in the call would like to share, I think we will wrap it up and give you a little bit of your time back. So thank you again, everyone, for coming and joining this call today, the March NPO call. Very much appreciate it. It's nice to gather around here one time a month and just talk and share all these resources and learn what's going on in the community. If you have any questions or comments or would like to share your information or resources, you can email our External Affairs Manager, Henry Rosas, at henryr@uwsn.org. So thank you all for joining this call, and we will see you on April 4th.
Thank you.